What's up, everyone? It's Gavin or Tweek.
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's Marcus or Pink.
What up? What up? It's Charles or Chuck, and unfortunately, we do not have Hazmatt with us today. Very busy man, so we are just going to be three-manning this episode. And better news, I got my Tinkaton mug. It's
Oh,
amazing.
snap.
That's
Yeah.
a nice mug.
Official,
Oh,
by the way, official Pokemon Center. So, yeah, I'm really excited for today's episode. Today's going to be a little bit more of a chill episode. We've been pumping up a lot of content for you guys, especially on the roundtable for Watch the Throne. Speaking of Watch the Throne. Definitely want to talk about it a bit. We just had Luis qualify. So our first vote in is Luis. So you can add Luis on to that list of names there. Of course, we had 8 base invited players. We had 2 players qualified through SmashCon. We have another player qualifying through Port Priority. And we have another player qualifying through Let's Make Moves Miami. And then there's another tournament that is also a qualifier that we can't quite yet announce. And there's going to be 2 more vote-in players. Really excited for this event, Summit style. And if you guys want more information on these events, go check out the Roundtable show on Tweek's channel. You can get all the different updates, and we do Q&As and all that jazz. So now we can kind of jump into the main topic for today, which is going to be Acola got second place at a tournament? What's going on there? Apparently, mans can't SDI, so might be a Pikachu or a Bayonetta angle. But yeah, Bayonetta player, one of the best Bayos in Japan, was able to take a tournament over Acola. And even when I heard that Acola lost, I've heard that sentence many times, but at the end of the day, that number 1 is still right next to his name for the tournament placings. But this time, someone placed above Acola and won the tournament over him. Because we've seen many players able to take a set, but can you win the tournament over Acola? Usually the answer is no, unless your name's Spargo and you get to Acola, right?
Yeah. I guess, first off, congrats to Luis for qualifying. And secondly, yeah, it's interesting. It's pretty impressive that it's shocking news to see a player get a placing that isn't first, and that placing is second. That reminds me a little bit of someone else we've been talking about for a long time. And his name is MK Leo. So it's, just history repeating itself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these players are just so high ranked and so consistent that they can drop one tournament and it's just like the hot topic. It's pretty crazy. It's impressive. But yeah, I guess the next route to go would be to talk about like Bayonetta and how we feel about that in general.
I feel like we talk a lot about Bayo on this podcast.
We do.
Huh?
Do we?
We're kind of like we're like low key Bayo spammers. I feel.
Hey, it's a good character.
Better than Reed for sure, right?
Oh, 100%. I think more fuel to the fire. Let's go.
Yeah,
She's
W. We lost the Link versus Samus battle, but I'm for sure winning this Bayo versus Ryu battle. There's
Don't
no
think-
fucking way Ryu's
got
better
time.
than fucking
We
Bayo.
got
I think we 100% lost that Samus first Link battle because
we got time.
I'm a Samus believer now.
Yeah. It's so hard for me to invest into Link stocks, man.
He's really good.
Almost impossible.
There's so much potential, but I don't know if I can invest into that potential.
You know, one thing I did want to say about Acola, which is really interesting that I'm starting to notice is that his second set loss in like 3 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, the number's kind of going up in terms of more
His-
frequently.
Yeah, I know. We done doubled it. Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Oh!
100% increase real quick. That's really interesting because it's not like it was even the same character. Because sometimes there are players that have like weaknesses to a certain character. Like, let's use Leo because we were talking about him. Like, the character that seemed to give him the most trouble for a long time was like
Pikachu?
Mario and Pikachu. Yeah. Esam had a really good record, and then
Oh my
there
god!
were multiple Marios that, like, obviously when Kurama took a set from him in Frostbite, and he would have a lot of trouble just with Mario. But this is like Bayonetta and Snake and just way different archetypes of characters. So maybe, I mean, that's the thing though. Like we always say, like maybe we're starting to figure out Steve a little bit more. Maybe people are starting to figure out Acola a little bit more, and then a week later, there's 10 million new things Steve can do, and then Acola starts applying it, and
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
we'll see.
A week's a long time for a character to develop, especially if there's someone on Twitter posting new tech every day of the week. But we'll probably get back to that some other time after the week's over. But it's interesting to think about the matchup too. And the reason why I freaked out earlier there for the audio listeners is that Bayo was clean. Forward air into land, up tilt, back air, still didn't KO. Why is Steve that heavy? Holy shit, why is Steve that heavy? Steve is so like you know what's crazy? Someone corrected me because one of the summits I said that Steve was a light character because like in my brain I just assumed that this character should be light, but this character is pretty damn heavy. But yeah, I mean, characters with a frame one out are famously, it's a good trait to have against Steve, obviously with the up tilt and even the nil combos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just the combo game in general, you want to have that frame one out. That's why Yoshi's very good against Steve. That's why, I mean, just having a frame out in general. And the bats is going to give you that, right? And it's also going to give you a lot of damage output. And Bayo has the mobility to like kind of stick onto Steve, so Steve doesn't have too much time to build walls and stuff like that. So, I mean, combine those two things. I mean, Bayo might have a little trouble getting the actual KO on Steve. Depends on. I don't know if floaty characters are easier to confirm. Certain things like up tilt, back air, and some of the more basic confirms for Bayo. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, I think that frame one out is a very consistent thing we're seeing with players or with characters that have a good chance against Steve. So yeah, it's interesting to see the meta develop and just surprising characters being able to take on Acola, like Snake and Bayo now. So we're definitely seeing some character diversity, but we are also seeing the floor for Acola having consistency, right? Because even if you're the best player, I mean, some players have had like really, really long streaks. But whenever I think of someone that's the best player, my big question is like, okay, you're the best player, but what's your floor, right? And I think that was the big thing that kind of swung the conversation into Acola's favor when talking about the best player in the world. Because when you look at Acola's floors in terms of placement, and then you compare it to Spargle's floors, two very different areas, right? And that's like the big thing that Acola has, not the head-to-head, but more so just the consistency over Spargle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think about back to when Lima played Acola in that crew battle and kind of cooked him. Like it was brutal. Now, unfortunately, Lima got hit with the tech and got studied and played at Kagaribi like days later and lost. But it just shows that it's possible that Bayonetta does pretty well against Steve, and obviously these are some very talented players to even be able to compete with Acola, and us talking about him that much just shows how good he is as well. So
yeah, I mean, there's some history, like Charles said, with Yoshi's been like a contender for like a decent option. So I think it lines up. You know, if you look at it as simple as something like the frame one outs, obviously it goes deeper than that, but there is a sort of starting point. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'd never considered it before. I was actually streaming today just for like an hour, just playing Pokemon, and someone asked me like, "Oh, how do you feel about Bayo Steve?" And I was like, "It's a weird question to ask." I guess this is why. So
yeah.
At first, I was like, "Why are they even talking about this?" But
I mean, you know, you play Bayonetta in Smash 4, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know,
all of a sudden, I'm just gonna change everything. Yeah, Solo Bayo.
Hold on.
Nah, I don't really like Bayo in this game.
Yeah,
not broken enough, not overtuned enough.
Maybe that is why I would like to say.
I was waiting for something clever.
I would like to say that's not why, but I can't even tell you really. So
I think the freedom in Smash 4 with Bayo was very fun because I played Bayo in Smash 4 at the tail end in sheer self defense, by the way, not because I wanted to. It's because I fucking had to. And she was a fun character. Like obviously having that much options, fair one on shield. When is that not fun? When you can just literally hit someone's shield for free and just do literally anything you want. Like that character had a lot of freedom, right? And obviously, like she was also overtuned, but I think in Ultimate, a lot of her freedom comes from other forms. So if you're going in with Smash 4 Bayo experience and you're trying to play Ultimate Bayo, they're such different characters, really, really different characters. And I mean, Bam is someone who's very good at talking about the differences because he played Bayo in Smash 4 and he plays Bayo in Ultimate, so he knows a lot about like the differences, and he had to adjust so many different things when playing the character. But I'm really glad that Bayo's seems like has a place in the meta. I thought Bayo was a like conceptually a really cool Smash character, but was just really toxic / overtuned, right? And then also SDI was undiscovered and stuff like that in Smash 4. In this game, SDI feels like a little bit more fleshed out, and then Bayo's a lot of her things like Witch Time and stuff like that aren't overtuned, and like up B snapping to ledge and stuff like that. So there's vulnerable spots for Bayo, but she's still a really cool character, and it's not like she's overwhelming by any means. If anything, it took a long time for the community to figure out how this character works in the meta, right? So it's really cool to see like 5 years of the Bayo community / Bayo players trying to figure this character out, and it's finally piecing together in some of like the hardest times for characters to piece their spot in the meta, right? Like Fighter Pass 2 is like, shit, what do I do against X, Y, or Z? And then you see Bayo's like beating the best Steve player, like, huh? That's crazy. It's exciting.
I think something for me, I think I might have vibed more with the Smash 4 mechanics, like in-game mechanics with Bayo compared to Ultimate. Like if you think of Smash 4, it's like perfect pivot tilts, and in Ultimate it's like you have access to like running tilts, and I feel like maybe I vibed more with the whole perfect pivot thing with Bayo more than the Ultimate mechanics when it comes to like playing neutral with her. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind when I'm trying to even come up with like a specific reason why maybe I don't like her. But I also really haven't ever even given her a chance. I don't want to or anything, but
it's a lot of work. I hope you don't.
I've played so many characters and stuff, and I just I think I just like other characters more. But yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Something that was really fun with Bayo in Smash 4 was perfect pivots with her. For a bunch of reasons, just with how neutral worked, I think. But yeah, watching this, this is my first time watching these matches between Acola and the Japanese Bayo player, and it's really impressive how.
Pink, do you know the name of the player?
Pronunciation is not my strong suit, but it's
I don't know either.
I'm not going to try until maybe next week I'll have a better idea, and I'll redeem
probably
myself.
like Tama P Daifuku or something like that.
Ooh, that does sound familiar. It in the comments, if you guys do know how to pronounce or to pronunciate the name of this player, please let us know. I probably said that word structure wrong, but whatever.
True.
But it's kind of crazy how fast they're playing and aggressive. Just it's very interesting. It's attacking Steve at an angle that a lot of characters actually can't even if they wanted to play at this pacing.
Afterburner kick. That move it's good. It's a very good move.
Like earlier in this match specifically, like the Bayo was just doing full hop nairs like right along the sides of the up tilts, and it was so like I've never like it kind of makes Steve look like he's flailing.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like,
and he can't do anything, and that's a good sign. Like, because usually when Steve's flailing, even if you think he's flailing, you can't do anything about it. But this actually made Steve look like a vulnerable fish out of water for a second. That was pretty interesting.
Rare footage.
Yeah,
that's part why a lot of the Steve say that Zero Suit does really well against.
You can make Steve like just swing at the air over and over or something like.
And they say Sonic wins or something, but
yeah, it makes sense.
I'm not a Steve expert, but I always say that character loses 0 matchups. Agreed.
Probably.
That to me, Steve has it all in terms of just like we talk about potential, we talk about like simplicity and stuff like that, and Steve just crazy high ceiling, crazy high floor. You have it all, right? So I mean, this is a character that will get strong over time because this character's metagame isn't even 50% developed, and the character is like so relevant, right? The bet like rank number 1 is first, but we don't have like a crazy oversaturation like we did for Smash 4 Bayo. So that's like the big argument with just like the Steve topic in general. But I do want to pivot to another tournament that happened last weekend, which is the Stride Online Invitational. We did have the classic Wi-Fi showdown of Spargo and Sonics in grand finals, and then Shiny Mark was third. And yeah, that was the top three for the tournament. I know that you competed in it as well as Light and Cosmos. Maybe a little trolling from Cosmos and Light, but
A little
we got
bit.
to see. Yeah, we got to see like your Donkey Kong stuff. It definitely seemed like you were like combination of like taking it serious, having a little fun with it as well. I know Donkey Kong is a character that you were kind of experimenting with, so I thought it was pretty fun to see it come out and like you could experiment with it in a Wi-Fi tournament, which I think is a great place to kind of experiment. You know.
Yeah. I haven't competed in any form in a while, so I think it was solid. I appreciate the invitation and all that. Um, yeah, I played a handful of sets, but yeah, Cosmos was going like Fox and Light was going like Mario, bro. Um,
Some
yeah,
secondaries came out.
it was a fun time. It made me like I had a lot of thinking to do after it. I was thinking about maybe going to more locals afterwards and like trying to put myself in that environment more often. That's kind of where my head's at right now. I was trying to decide if I want to like reevaluate like some sort of like practicing regimen and seeing it like how if I want to make any changes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was thinking about like maybe more locals, like maybe a better combination because I play a lot of online. I was like, maybe I could play more offline, maybe more locals. Like, there's a lot of options for online tournaments. Like, there's that you can consider that kind of thing too. I'm still not sure. I haven't really been playing too much Smash. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been thinking so far the past few days is maybe make some sort of change to how I practice and play the game.
Now, I do want to kind of pivot this conversation. I know we've been pretty serious talking about Steve and Bayo and all that jazz and online grinding, but I do want to have. I mean, we just haven't had too much tournaments, right? So I want to have a little bit more fun this episode and talk about like speculation for the Switch 2. I mean, we've been on with the Switch for quite a long time. But before I get into that, I
Yeah, yeah,
forgot to shill the Patreon. So
yes,
for the bonus content for the Patreon, we are going to be talking about the top 5 players, not in North America, but in the USA. I think America in general has been in a little bit of a downcline, but it feels like as of recent, there's been more of an upswing. Our top players have been able to pierce into that top 8 global rankings and stuff like that, and even in the still stay relevant in the top 5 as well. And I also think it felt like before it was like, okay, we got Light and Tweek, but everyone else is kind of like falling behind, right? It felt like there was a gap, but now it feels like that gap is so much closer. Like, Mute doing, especially this year, like Mute doing really well at Genesis, right? And Mute staying consistent, and then like Zomba coming through, and the
the
Buzz
buzz.
also popping off as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we definitely want to talk about that, and we are going to talk about it in the bonus content, top 5 US players. But enough about that. Now we can just get into the nitty gritty. The Switch 2, the next Smash game, right? We haven't had new Smash content in a really long time. I mean,
yeah.
hell, we haven't had a new Nintendo system in a really long time. So I
True.
know. I know Tweek is like an ultra nerd about this, so I definitely want him to go off and he does a ton of research on this stuff. So,
Yeah. Oh gosh. Um.
oh golly gosh.
So Smash Ultimate hasn't been updated in like 2 years or so, and for a few months now, there's been a lot of rumors about uh like a successor to the Switch. The Switch came out, I think, in October of 2016.
Jeez, the system
Really?
is old, bro. 2017 maybe? Wait,
March
Switch
3rd,
was.
2017. My bad.
Oh, okay, okay.
It it was revealed in October of 2016.
Ah.
Let me look it up.
Damn, that's a long time, man. Because I mean, Smash didn't come out till 2018, right? It was like a year later or
Yeah, it
so
was
after
like
the Switch release.
December or something.
October 20th, 2016. And
Release of the Switch?
it was revealed in October
Oh,
20th,
revealed.
2016 and it was released, sorry, in March of 2017.
Hmm.
So it's I personally am in the camp. I think it's coming sooner rather than later. There's a lot of reasons to think a lot of different things, but I think the Switch successor is coming sooner rather than later. I think it could even be very similar to these dates for the Switch the original Switch. And I also am a big believer that Smash will get some sort of update in some way, whether that's a new game, deluxe, or whatever. I'm personally in the camp of um, more of a deluxe route. I even think it might not even be anything at all. I might think might be an upscaled game on a successor console that gets a continuation update rather than a new title or new name, whatever you want to call it. But that's where I'm at for Smash. But I just keep up with Nintendo rumors because I can't help it. I'm very excited for Mario Wonder in a few weeks.
Ooh.
You're not excited for Mario Wonder, bro?
Wonder,
Bro,
man.
I am a family man. Like I'm off the
Yeah,
internet.
it's a
Like,
family game. Mario
I'm
Wonder.
old and true. Like, what is this?
You haven't seen the 2D Mario game that's coming?
No, it
It's a new
sounds
2D
lit.
Mario. Oh, dude, it
2D.
is.
Whoa,
Yes,
oh my bless.
yes.
It has a really nice.
Something for the boomers. Yes.
It has a really nice design choice. I think it looks really nice. There's even rumors that it might be like a new saga of games. Like it might be their, it used to be called New Super Mario Bros, but I think it might be a step in a new direction for them. But I think also if we look at the direct that happened, right?
Okay.
It was a lot of remakes, games that already existed. There was no like crazy like new games that got revealed. There was no like DLC announcements for already existing games like Pikmin 4 or anything. So I think it's pretty clear that we're in the winding down season for Switch. Yeah. And I think they are preparing for something new. How soon that's happening is the big question. I think it's sooner rather than later. I think it could be as soon as this year or early next year. But yeah, there's a lot. I don't want to talk for too long. There's a lot. I think it's exciting. I'm a big fan of what they're doing because even if you consider like the here and now, there's Thousand Year Door, there's Mario RPG. It's like you can literally realistically hope for your favorite childhood game to get some love right now. Like it's the best possible time to hope for it, right? Because it's the easier thing for Nintendo to fill out their calendar with leading into the next generation console, right? So
damn, Gavin even knows how to like optimize his Nintendo Hopium. It's like, all right, guys,
yeah.
if you want remakes now's the time, all right? Insert Hopium into the remakes now.
Yeah.
This game looks lit. What the heck?
Wonder?
It also has some Kirby vibes to like 2D Kirby vibes.
I love the stylization, bro.
Huh.
I got to try the demo at Nintendo Live. It was very fun. It was
There's badges.
Fun. They have badges, yes.
Which is so funny because at the time I was super excited. I was in France when they revealed the badges, and I was really excited. And then after it was a Mario Wonder Direct specifically, and then after like an hour later, I actually got mad. I was like, wait, I'm actually pissed. Like, where's Paper Mario? I'm happy that badges are in this game, but I want a good Paper Mario. And then the next Direct was literally a Thousand Year Door remake.
Got your wish.
So.
Oh, what the heck? The 20th.
Yeah.
It's soon, man. I'm excited.
That's
B and I are gonna play. We played 3D World. We played Cuphead recently. We're definitely gonna play this. We played some Luigi's Mansion 3, some Kirby Forgotten Land. We definitely do our fair share of co-op stuff.
And isn't I know online, I don't think you can do like direct co-op, but I know you can race people, right?
Huh?
I think that's going to be one of the features.
So online,
tell me.
It's like very bare bones. It's like there's like a ghost of like someone online that can leave like an item for you, or like it's basically non-existent. It's only local co-op. You can't actually play online with people.
I was about to say, if they got races, them speedrun streams about to be crazy. People putting up, I'm the best speedrunner. Drop like, I challenge you to $2,000 match.
Damn.
I'm like,
not the money match.
Hey, bro, that could really pop off. Like Nintendo, y'all should look into. Honestly, Nintendo should.
And the
come
ping
to us for
shouldn't
ideas.
really matter because you're just going through a level, and the game's trying to time you on your own environment. You know what I mean? You at that point, if you guys are racing each other, you don't have to be in each other's environment, right? Nope. So it shouldn't be like
there's
a lot of
a ghost.
Yeah.
there's a lot of small like interesting changes. Usually a lot of these 2D Marios have like that collision mechanic where you can like jump on your friends when you're playing with them or something, and like this game they actually chose to remove it, so you can't like collide with people or like get messed up by other people playing. And it's like a bit of a controversial topic because it's like, oh, do you want that in your 2D Mario games or do you not want it in your 2D
Damn.
Mario games?
Even Mario got controversy? That's wild. We're over here have our own controversy with DSR and stuff, like stageless. They got like collision jumps. Like, I believe in collision jumps.
I never really thought about it. I think I'm down to remove it to like just make it more about the game rather than like playing against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It's an interesting topic because it makes the co-op more geared towards the single player, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys are both getting the single player experience instead of both of you guys getting a new co-op experience.
Yeah. It's like you can play the game and like I think their goal is they don't want it to be stressful in any way. They want this game to be like charming and maybe a little on the easier side.
Well, no, and that's why. So
It's
something else
creative.
really cool is Yoshi's and Nabbit.
Yes.
They cannot like
They
can
don't
only,
take damage from the obstacles. They can like fall off and like
right.
and
What?
die
So if you
that
fall
way.
off the course, then you lose a life. But they can never take damage and lose a life. So that's like easy mode essentially. But they don't get power ups, so you don't get to play the game with.
And it's a huge roster for a 2D Mario game. It's like
Dude.
Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, Toadette.
There's gonna be Nabbit speedruns, dude. Nabbit / Yoshi speedrun.
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be like regular character speedruns.
That's
so funny.
There's badges that like are clearly geared for certain levels, right? Like crouch jumping, or like there's like a grappling hook or like a parachute cap, and like so I wonder how worth it is to actively change it up, or if you can just like kind of play regardless, what I mean?
You can turn into a Goomba.
Yeah. I think it looks great. I'm all about stylization and vibes in my games, and this is definitely way better than the new Super Mario's, which was like very bare bones, to be honest. Like that series from like the DS to 3DS, and like even the Wii U had stuff like it was just so simple. But this game is like it feels like very fresh. So,
and that's why it's going to be on the Switch too. Yep.
The Switch?
Dude. No. That's why they're putting this on the Switch, because it's a simple little charming 2D Mario, and then we get a crazy 3D Mario.
Giga Mario.
Yeah. It's not like,
on the Switch too.
Like it's gonna be how you felt about Mario Odyssey, but like ×2 when you see this game, probably, right? I hope.
What's it gonna be called again?
What?
The new 3D Mario game.
We don't know that at all.
We
don't even
I was hoping you came up with something off the top of your head.
We don't even know if it's real. Because 3D Mario hasn't been a launch title since the 64. So
Odyssey launched with the Switch, no? Or did it it like way after? Oh, I thought you're right. Yeah, was it Breath of the Wild that launched with the Switch?
Yes.
Okay, it was
It was a fun launch title. So January 10th, 2023. Wait, no. This is something else, bro.
Did Twilight Princess
October 27th, 2017. So it was like a full year.
Oh wow, a whole year.
Not a full year.
Are you looking up if Twilight Princess was launched with the
a full year from like the reveal?
Yeah. Did Twilight Princess launch with the Wii?
Yes.
Golly.
Our producer Chris knows. He knows.
And that's an interesting one you mentioned, because that was also at one of those times where they were releasing for GameCube and Wii at the same time. Because so like if you didn't have a Wii and all that stuff, and that could be a timeline we're in for Switch too, is they might make games for both. Maybe there's going to be a big thing on backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a good point. Do you think it's going to be backwards compatible because it's a Switch 2, right? I mean it's saying the same system, right? But
well, no, that's not an official thing or anything. That's just what we're calling it because it's easy.
But it has to be a Switch, right? Like there's no way it's not a Switch.
The rumor is that it's still going to be a hybrid thing. And that's what makes it interesting, though, because if we look at Nintendo's history with handheld consoles, they always have backwards compatibility.
Right. Or
Like 3DS can play 2DS games, that kind of thing.
well, yeah, because you could
They're
play.
pretty
Could
big
you
on
play
that.
Game Boy games on a Game Boy Color? You could, right?
Yes, you could.
I'm pretty sure.
And
And you
Yeah.
could play
on
Game
the
Boy
original DS,
Color
you could
games
play
on
Game
Game
Boy
Boy
Advance.
Advance. Yeah.
But you couldn't play Game Boy Color in the Game Boy, right? That doesn't
No.
make sense. There's no way.
No,
That
no.
because then it wouldn't be a Game
So
Boy Color game.
Yeah.
so I think it's very interesting to think about the Switch successor from a handheld perspective, like how much because it is a handheld. You know what I mean?
It's so weird. Nintendo kind of just morphed both of them together. They were like,
Yeah.
you know what? Handheld and console, yeah, we're just doing one thing, and it's
The
gonna work.
rumor, well, and then if you think about the Switch's life cycle, they were still releasing a lot of 3DS games for quite a few years. They eventually stopped with that. And is it going to be like that with a new console for Nintendo? Are they going to be releasing Switch games and the successor console at the same time? Are they going to have like an upscaling thing where like the Switch games like play better on the Switch too? Blah blah blah. It's really interesting to think about. Like, are the big titles for the Switch 2 going to be exclusive for the new console, so there's more reason to buy it, or are they going to do like the Twilight Princess thing that Marcus just mentioned? There's a lot to think about, especially because the Switch is both a console and a handheld. So it's like, what route are they going to take, if any of them at all? I don't
miss
know.
handheld days, bro. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say it. Handheld days were so lit.
True.
And the fact that it was like, even the fact that it was notched down graphic wise, I thought that was like part of the charm. You know what I mean? It's
Agreed.
like, oh, okay, this doesn't have the same compatibility as like a TV console, right? But it's still they're still doing a lot with just sprites, which was very sick.
Switch is genuinely amazing. It's been around for a long time, and there is just so much. Obviously, it's held back by specs, but yes, I'm glad you're showing this. So the 3DS cartridges were just very slightly different from the DS, but you could still play DS games on the 3DS. There's a rumor.
Oh, okay.
There's a rumor that the Switch successor will do the same thing because the Switch has cartridges as well. And the Switch, the rumor for the Switch 2 games is that it'll be a different cartridge, but you can still play Switch games on it. But I don't know. There's so many rumors every day. Like, it's hard to say what's real or not. But I think there is a reason there's been so many rumors, because there definitely is something for sure happening. And I didn't even get into the Amiibo stuff, bro.
You didn't even hit the Amiibo theories yet.
I didn't even go into
No.
I didn't even go
Not
into
the
the
memes.
Amiibo stuff.
Not the meebs.
So,
oh man,
Amiibos get restocked in tandem with announcements. Like, that makes sense, right?
right.
There's been a lot of Amiibo restocks lately. So first off, this is a Smash podcast, so let me talk about the Smash part. So Sora's getting an Amiibo. We know that. That recently happened in the Direct. They have to update the game to make the Amiibo compatible with Smash Ultimate. They technically have to update the game.
Pause, champ.
Like, literally have to.
Patch?
Like,
Give us a patch,
the game
please.
has to be patched to make Sora work.
Just one measly patch. Like, that's all I want.
Because you can't just put a Sora Amiibo and it works. Like, there has to be an update. Like, the game is not compatible with the Sora Amiibo. So that's interesting. Second off, the Amiibo's like packaging is changing. They used to say like 3DS, Switch, Wii U on it, blah blah blah. Now it has like just an Amiibo like label on it. So you could argue that they're like future proofing this for the next console, blah blah blah. And there's a lot of restocks of Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Smash. I don't know, man. Like, it's pretty consistently in tandem with something special happening. So,
all right, this is what I need to happen.
I'm big on Hopium right now.
All right. This is the best case for the perfect patch in Ultimate. Okay, so back in Smash 4. Now this is a story I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. Sakurai went to one of the tournaments and saw Abadongo laddering with Meta Knight in Smash 4. Okay, and this is something that's been known for a long time. Okay, like there's Meta Knights in SoCal doing it. Like MKLeo, Meta Knight was one of his characters. That's literally the character that he entered the scene with, was just laddering with Meta Knight. So it's been known for quite some time. Abadongo is just, it's like standard meta, right? He counterpicks a floaty with Meta Knight, and then he just ladders them and kills them at 0 off of winning neutral one time. Sick game. And then so Sakurai nerfed it after seeing that. I need Sakurai to go to a tournament in Japan and watch Acola just shit on everyone with Steve. And I also need this to happen after Acola watches the week of buffs from Waidu. And after he sees all the tech and he like applies it after a month or two, he wins a tournament by completely shitting on everyone with the tech. And then Sakurai's watching. And then Sakurai has to patch because he has to add the amiibo, and he like nerfs Steve. That's the best case scenario. Is it possible? Yes. Very unlikely. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely. But if we were to get the perfect patch, that's what needs to happen. So the fact that Waidu is releasing the tech right now is the perfect timing.
What in the world is happening?
we're turning into like conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's possible. Hopium. Engage Hopium. It's
Yeah,
possible, guys.
I really like the idea of Ultimate being upscaled on a new system with better hardware, and instead of being a new game or like a deluxe, it's just the same game and it just gets updated.
This is
Like,
a good question I have for both of you guys.
I think that would be awesome.
Here's a question I have for both of you guys. Do you think Sakurai, if he stayed with the team, Sakurai has stated many times that he like doesn't want to make another Smash game, right? And he said it like throughout Melee, Brawl, and stuff like that. Like he didn't want to make any more, but he keeps making more, right? But I feel like he's getting pretty old, right? Like he's got to be pretty old at this point. So
Yeah.
I feel like he wouldn't want to make another Smash game. And I think if another Smash game gets made like completely fresh, it would be from another developer. You know what I'm saying? And like it would just be, I don't know if you guys think that's more possible, and that's why I think I lean more towards we're not getting a new game, because I feel like if Sakurai had the option, Sakurai would be like, okay, well, this is my final piece, but he can always add on to that, right? Like he finally has a Smash game that's going to be longer than like a 5 or 6 year lifespan, right? So instead of making a new one, he can just make this product, and it's like, okay, cool. Now I can add characters onto like my finale. Like this is his finale piece of work, right? Like towards the end of his like work career. So I feel like it's something that he wants to be extremely amazing.
I don't even want a new game, I think is also where my line of thinking goes. Like I think Ultimate is great. It's just a big game that needs to be maintained.
True.
So that's what I personally want. And I also think it's the most likely thing and most reasonable thing as well.
Yeah, because you don't have to make a whole new game from scratch.
Yeah.
I think we could get a lot of very cool potential stuff.
Well,
like a reworked Mario would be really cool, like Odyssey Mario, or I think
dude,
or
I
like
had
DK, like all the 64 characters, please, they need something.
I
They're
had a
so
crazy
base,
idea.
like
I had a
boring.
crazy idea.
What?
So there was this rumor. So before the direct happened and the Sora amiibo got revealed, I was doing a lot of research, and I knew that the Sora amiibo was kind of confirmed because it wasn't even confirmed if it was going to happen or not at first. And there was rumors that it was more expensive and that it came with a bonus song in Smash. And I guess that hasn't been deconfirmed necessarily, but I don't think it's going to happen. But what if like with this amiibo restock that they like, because think about like Samus, right? Samus's Smash amiibo is not a Smash Ultimate amiibo. It's a Smash 4 amiibo that works with Ultimate. So what if they like gave everyone new amiibos and these amiibos were Smash Ultimate themed, right? Like Samus with their pose, you know, like whatever like Link isn't Twilight Princess Link.
Yeah, because they're doing their Smash 4 poses, right?
Like yes, like whatever character it is. Like there's a lot, and for some reason I'm not saying any of them. But what if they came with extra content? These amiibos, like a costume or like a song or like
Holy
imagine
shit.
how insane that would be.
Yeah,
I would have to clutter my house with amiibos. But
just for in-game skins. Like you're forced to hold on to
Please,
the
man.
and then it even goes like, but yeah, like moveset redesigns would be great, and I like, but
even costumes would be fucking lit.
That's
like,
all I want.
Yeah.
I would prefer costumes with balance patches, but
Well,
if I can
that's
only get the
it.
costumes, like I'll take the costumes, man.
And it's interesting to think about this kind of like live service, like or like consistent updates kind of thing with from a Smash perspective, because they have the Nintendo Switch Online stuff now, and what they're doing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is like if you pay for the Nintendo Switch Online, you get the Mario Kart 8 DLC, and Mario Kart 8's DLC is by the end of this year, that final wave is coming out, and that's it. And Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game, isn't going to be receiving updates anymore either. So are they going to have to make some sort of replacement to give people incentive to buy Switch Online? And what is the game that comes next after Mario Kart in terms of popularity? It's Smash. So,
We're next in line.
are we going to get like the Mario Kart 8 DLC treatment?
Hmm.
Or are they just, who knows what's going to happen?
That makes sense though. I like how you bring up the monthly subscription thing for Nintendo Online too, because I think
Because if Mario Kart's
it's
ending,
something that's so common nowadays, right? Like Netflix and stuff, just like
Yeah.
forms of entertainment having a monthly charge. And I think it's an amazing idea to have just like, oh yeah, you can access all these older games, right? Just from our previous system, like the N64 one. It's like, oh yeah, you just play X amount of dollars a month. It's like, oh yeah, I'm down. Like, sure.
Yeah. But it's just interesting because Mario Kart 8 has existed for so long, from the Wii U to now, and it's been getting updated.
Mario Kart 8 was a release game for the Switch, right?
No, it's
Was
a
it?
Wii U game.
Oh,
It's
what?
a launch game for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh,
And now there's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the DLC, and it's finally finishing.
no, but
And
when did Mario Kart 8 release? Did it not release on the release of the Switch? I thought it was pretty early. No?
I'm pretty
it's a
sure
2014 game because it's a Wii U game.
it's a Wii U game.
And then
No, but
Deluxe-
but there's
Deluxe?
a deluxe is the Switch version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
and yeah, it's a really old game, and it's finishing, and it was like kind of the DLC was kind of in tandem with the Switch Online subscription service, and it's just interesting to think about, are they going to replace it with anything when the DLC is done?
Do you think Mario Kart 8 will just be like another version, like Deluxe 2? Like, do you think that's gonna happen when the
Ain't
next?
no
Ain't no
way.
way. Ain't no way.
That would be
What
so
if it-
like Attack on Titan.
No, but that might be a
Final
good sign.
Season,
If
Part
you
1.
love
Like,
Ultimate,
what?
that might be a good sign for right. If it's like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 2, it's just like, damn, I'm just gonna have Ultimate forever. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
if you like the game, right?
no, there's gonna be a Mario Kart
9.
9 on the Switch successor console, but it's just crazy because Mario Kart 8 is older than Smash Ultimate, and if you like, Mario Kart 8 was put in together with the, like, if you can get the DLC if you pay for the Switch Online kind of thing, because it's like the biggest game they could use for that, and the next game for that would be Smash. So it's like, if they want to, they could do something like that to keep it going. But maybe they're not going to keep it going. I don't know.
Damn, they could though. With like just fighter passes, I would be so content with just fighter passes and balance patches,
Who knows? Who knows?
or even just what is an incentive that's not a new character?
It's definitely
right?
like, I'm definitely
balance patches, costumes, then
doing a lot of
Customs.
conspiracy
custom
theories.
moves. No.
It's interesting. It's
Not
all-
another controversial Smash topic. Don't
Let's
do
go.
this. No. Don't give us options, please.
I want DK to have a barrel, whether it's a new uppy or an like offensive move.
Oh, you're saying like character reworks would be fucking crazy.
No, like custom moves. Some characters' custom moves in Smash 4 were custom moves. It wasn't many. But Mega Man literally had different moves.
Yeah.
Mega Man had the bird up B thing.
That was cool.
Like, that's not even comparable to his original up B, bro. All right. I
So
don't
wait,
know
would
what
you-
we're talking
okay.
about anymore, but
No. So if there was custom moves, would you be down to compete with custom moves?
depends
Let's
on
go.
on how custom we're talking, bro.
Well,
they're-
if it's like
If it's like this
Smash
other
4
game I played.
Well, hold on. If it's like Smash 4 and the DLC doesn't get custom moves, then sure.
Oh, DLC no custom moves? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're already out, bro. They're gonna get them.
Just give me Twisting Fox back. That's all I want. Just give me Witch Twist on my up B, please. Thank you. dude.
Footstool, Twisty Fox, see ya.
Dude. I read your air dodge, twisting fox at 50 or 60 and you're dead. Yeah. Because you didn't want to take 100% from my up airs. Get punished with your life. Like, dude, that was so messed up. That move was messed up. That was the first variant of Witch Twist. It was that move. And then they're like, you know what? Let's get this move and just make it bigger and better. Yeah.
I guess that about wraps it up. Thanks for listening to my tinfoil hat conspiracy.
Dude, it's fun. It's fun talking about this.
I'm sure some of you might be annoyed at this because none of it is official, but I just love Nintendo and I like all the rumors and potential things. And I do truly believe that we are in the season for something new, whether it's consoles, Smash Bros, or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to get into the Patreon bonus topic. Thank you so much.